faults and misdeeds of men who had established great power, so that they may be able to govern, rule, and protect their people. Each and every time, without exception, these men made decisions that did not coincide with the purposes of a governing body. A government exists only on the basis that its existence is necessary for a society and a culture to live productively, safely, and in a manner which best suits them as a whole. That is to say that a government is founded to protect, serve, and maintain a healthy and productive assemblage of humans through a relationship in which both parties are dependent upon, so that all interactions between the two are just. The factor holding this dependency together is only the mutual trust humans may hold for one another. Their word or their signature on a sheet of paper. Let's say, for example, that a group of people ranging from 50 to 100,000 in number has steadily established themselves as a community. Let's say they have in time constructed enough buildings and sown enough seeds to call the land they live in their home. Still, they cannot completely flourish because they have reached a certain point in their more basic or instinctual understanding of their progression and potential. They have hit a wall, and as much as some might try their very best to climb their way over or break their way through it, they do so still in chaos and uncertainty. Suppose this fictional wall were to be an actual wall. Now let's say that this wall is a boundary that separates people from their potentialities, from the elicitation of unknown information. It keeps knowledge stagnant, as there has been no conscious organization by the people to presume new insights or discoveries of a scientific nature. And the individuals who would engage in such a pursuit are often finding themselves in a position to gain nothing from it or be worse off as a result. Those whom history remembers as doing just that usually pay a heavy price when their research and tireless work ended up paying off. Perhaps Galileo spoke too soon about what he had discovered, for all his attention was on the information he had compiled and its content therein. So much passion. It seems he gave much less consideration to the audience or those with whom he shared his discoveries. When a man who alone endeavors because he is drawn or pulled or driven with purpose, he remembers his own path more easily and was disenchanted early on in life by all things mundane. So as he forges onward with intent to learn, create, theorize, philosophize, so that he may end each day with a better understanding of himself and the world around him, the relevance of how well he comprehends the lives of his fellow man becomes lost on him. Though a human being is a miraculous epitome of nature and the universe, because a human is sentient and self-aware, she or he appears tarnished and uninteresting to the mind of a man like Galileo. A man is left to do as he pleases, and most please themselves only, especially when given any opportunity. Here we must jump back to my two other points. The wall still surrounds the community. Outside of it lies endless possibility and a journey that awaits any willing to partake upon it. A journey of exploration, adventure, danger, and most of all, discovery. All of Galileo's works and writings and studious effort had insurmountably led him to make a realization that he was the first of all men to assert into reality A scientific discovery that left the previous or current understanding so far behind that those without any experience or knowledge of it were incapable of coming to terms with it. Though the current accepted understanding was without any real data to substantiate it, it was acknowledged that these explanations or understandings of the world and that beyond came from only what one could see with their own eyes, as well as what one could speculate. Essentially, the extent of what they knew was more or less that they really didn't know, and so explanations for natural phenomena were given, most without any proof of concept at all. Eventually, the theories that were the most generally acceptable became seen as some kind of factual observations. And those were still pretty limited to large cosmic events. When you're standing on Earth and the morning arrives, you're able to see the sun with your eyes. And if you continued to observe it, you would see it change positions. While standing on the planet observing the sun in this way, it is actually pretty sensible to say that it's moving. Sure, we know now that the Earth is moving in relation to the sun, and only the rotation is what causes it to appear as if it were rising or setting, but explain that to a person long before you have any way of really showing them how you're right. You have no way of bridging the gap of ignorance. Given this argument, I would say the person who says the sun is rising is having a perfectly natural response to what they're perceiving. If I told them no, the sun isn't going around us, the Earth is actually spinning on an axis, and this is what allows the planet to get the perfect balance of sunlight and shade. The Earth is spinning. Don't talk such rot. I've got my feet planted firmly on the ground and nothing's moving. How can something with a flat shape like the Earth spin? How would that even work? Oh, it's not flat, it's round. He could have tried taking the man to his observatory and showing him a view of Earth from a great height, so the horizon's curve would be visible. Noticeable as it is to someone with the right mind and interest, it's still an experience in fact that could be debated or improperly observed, assessed.